Hey guys, welcome back to the Dipity music review series. Yeah, I'm Jazz Marie, aka Vivnaforo. So today we will be reviewing another really cool song, and it is called Dust, but it is the remix. So this song was released on January 23rd, 2026. The Dust remix by Three Thieves featuring Aniah Alves. And I am so sorry if I mispronounce any names again, but that is Aniahalves. And yeah, I hope I pronounced that right, Aniah Alves. And yeah, so I can't remember how I came across this song. It may have been through social media. It had popped. I was like, oh, this sounds really cool. And then I started checking out more and more of their music and Three Thieves and Aniah's work, and it was just really cool. So yeah, let's get into the review. So Three Thieves, I believe, is based out of the United Kingdom, and Anaya, I think, is well. I was looking on social media. I think it showed Aruba. I could be wrong, but yeah, the music video. This song has a music video, really cool. You should watch it too. On my screen, if you're watching out on Spotify, YouTube, elsewhere, you may be able to see very short clips, right? And that I'm discussing it too, right? But yeah, so this music video, I believe, that they did for the Dust remix was in Utrecht, Netherlands, right? And it was filmed and directed by Ismangil. I'm so sorry if I mispronounce names again. That is letter T, then Ismangil. And yeah, so when you watch the music video, right, it focuses solely on Anaya, and I think that's awesome. Again, they've chosen a very unique filming location. I don't know what to call it exactly, but there's like the open, pathways that Anaya is standing in between in the green grass, right? Again, I think it goes to show you, right, you can focus on the artist singing right solely throughout the video and have a really awesome production around it, right? And it's not necessary always to have like 30, 40, 50 people, although it could be fun, right, like a dance party or something. But you don't always necessarily need like 50, 60 people in a video, although it could again be interesting. Sometimes just focusing on the artist singing and a very cool unique filming location can really set the music video apart. And I was looking up more photos of Utrecht, Netherlands. You guys should check it out. Very cool. And yeah, I'm not exactly sure where in Utrecht or what that the location is called. If it's one central building or area they chose, or multiple parts of Utrecht. I think the hallway where Naya is standing still is very cool, and how everything's pieced together is very cohesive. And I love the T-shirt Anaya wears. That T-shirt that Anaya wears for most of the video. It's a very cool, cohesive video overall. And yeah, I think she has a stellar voice, absolutely. And it's def a fave song I came into contact with the start of the new year, And yeah, so do watch the full music video, check it out, on YouTube. And yeah, def add the song to your playlist. I put these ratings out through our newsletter and also on our site eventually right after the episode right goes out. So I gave the song 4.5. That's out of 5, right? Not out of 10, 4.5 out of 5. And yeah, definitely love this song, and I think it's awesome. And yeah, in terms of, song lyrics, the one that I particularly thought stood out to me, or I should say lyrics or lines, was where Naya sings, "What do you learn when things fall apart? Be true to yourself through the light and dark," right? So when you're listening to the song and also reading the lyrics, right, obviously, it makes you think about broken trust, right? Obviously, and how some relationships, they absolutely do turn to dust, throughout our life, right, we have different relationships that we have. Some are romantic, some aren't. And sometimes we have to walk away from some relationships. Maybe they aren't healthy for you, or, even it could be, again, not romantic. Maybe it's even tied to family. The first thing you think about is like, right, broken trust and how some relationships absolutely do turn to dust. And maybe that's because someone constantly lied to you, or, you know, uh, fractured trust. It's very tough, and it's actually rather heavy, thinking about that. I'm not a relationship expert or not trying to give relationship advice, but obviously as a human being, right, it's not cool to lie to someone you, right, love, right? If you love someone, right, you shouldn't lie to them. You should be upfront with them, right? And yeah, and it's really a song that highlights that again, the importance of really, you know focusing on, again, sticking to the truth, being true to yourself, right? I think that's a great message in the song. And I like songs that have messages in them. Again, a lot of us can connect to lyrics tying back to our own life or things we've gone through, right? When, a relationship, feels like it's turning to dust or fading away, right? And, it is painful, right? Obviously it's rather painful, and it's heartbreaking, so yeah, we had this poem, and again, Dippy Lit Mag, we don't just focus on music, but we also focus on literary arts, creative writing, and we had actually a poem from a poet, I think it was last year, or a little, maybe a little over a year ago, within the last 12 months, a poet that had a poem titled Dust, actually, and it was more so tied to grief on that side, losing someone, not having them there for birthdays and things of that nature, rather heavy, and, and things turning to dust, I think, around them, and, thinking back to the memories, right? Um, Relationships across our life, right? There's so many memories and moments attached that we have with people in our lives, when they do walk away, and even, when, or maybe, it's more of like a someone we lost in life, right? It's very, very tough, right? That feeling of things turning to dust. So yeah, if you're someone who has dealt with a lot of lying, and or maybe has, walked away from a relationship, and you feel that, the song may be something you could listen to, right? And I think that lyric, again, be true to yourself, right, through the light and dark. I think, again, as writers, as artists, as human beings in general, we all have light and dark moments across our life, and throughout it, and yeah, so I really love this song, and I would say between the Dust remix from January of 2026, and then the original, right, Dust, with Aniah Still, right, featuring Aniah, I think that was October 2024. I think between the two, again, I love the remix, and the Dust, also the original, has a music video too. Also looks like it's an abandoned area where it's filmed, and yeah, so that music video is also awesome. I think that one was filmed in Portugal. I could be wrong. But yeah, definitely, I try to give some other song recs from artists that they have that I was checking out that are really awesome too. So I would recommend you guys also give a listen to Caught a Feeling, and also Falling Down, and Dreaming. I was listening to that one too, which also features Anaya. And yeah, again, I think Anaya has a really stellar voice, really cool. And yeah, you guys should totally check out more of her work, and also, the collaborations with Three Thieves. I think that's really cool. Again, Three Thieves, based in the UK. I'm quoting this off their profile, right? So Three Thieves is an electronic outfit, that has the signature sound, merging beats based melodic pop with influences of vocal driven drum and bass and broken beat. And yeah, so something that Three Thieves does on their YouTube channel, or has done, is give like behind the scenes, of their music video, some fun clips, and also track breakdowns. I really like artists showing that, showcasing their process, and behind the scenes, because I think now more than ever that's important because of, AI, right, and all of that stuff. So I think it's really nice that they do that, and always love seeing artists, again, do collaborations or feature some amazing voices, right, on songs. So I would highly recommend you guys check out all the other songs I mentioned, and even more. They have a lot of really cool music that they have released, the past couple of years, especially. And yeah, Anaya has been on quite a few songs with Three Thieves, and a lot of very cool music videos. I think, was it the Dreaming music video? I can't remember which one exactly, but there was a music video where Nye was like walking out onto a log from quite a height, not super super high, but it was quite a height. And I think it's nice to see artists go in very unique, interesting locations. I think that's what's really fun about some music videos. In different parts of the world, you get to see that, and it's pretty awesome. And you don't always need a bunch of special effects or things of that nature. Sometimes just focusing on a very cool film location and the artist itself, the vocals and the song, it can be really stellar. Yeah. So do watch the full Dust remix music video. Check out also the other Dust music video. I think that came out a year ago too. And yeah, so the Dust remix is def a fave song, and I think they did a great job with it. There will be a typed version of this, and again plugged into our website and elsewhere. And I just try to do as many of these as I can. So don't forget to add the Dust remix to your playlist. Again, check out more of Three Thieves. Also check out more of Aniah Alves's work and music videos on the Three Thieves YouTube channel. And yeah, give Three Thieves a follow as well on social media. I think it's three underscore thieves and then Three Thieves Music on YouTube. Also, check out Aniah Alves on Instagram and give her a follow on her social media. Yeah. I think they have done a great job with the music videos and selecting some really cool filming locations. Absolutely. So, just wanted to share that with you guys today. And um, yeah, I will add, I think music videos, again, as I mentioned on the past episode, right? Music videos aren't turning to dust, with human beings in them. I think it is very cool to have human beings in music videos, right? And not some artificial intelligence or anything of that nature, right? Just highlighting, right, the artist in it or the singer of the song, right, itself. And yeah, so again, I really love seeing artists who take the time to create some really awesome music videos in different parts of the world. Again, really cool. So yeah, I think they did a great job. I tend to talk about cover art too a little bit on the podcast. So I think they chose one of the scenes from that we see in the music video where Nia again is standing in the hallway. I think that's a really cool still or photograph right there on the cover art. And yeah, it's a very cool location. I think abandoned areas, there are a lot of really unique abandoned areas, very cool locations out there. Another music group, we'll see if I cover them on this review show, but is Jahrund, Jahrund. They also, I think, do a really stellar job in Europe of choosing some really cool locations and filming locations as well. Check them out as well. Out more of Three Thieves and very cool music and cool collaborations. They have some other artists they've worked with as well. I think another one was Losing Touch with VAYY. So yeah, check it out. I'm horrible at name pronunciation, so might trip up a little bit. I apologize, but yeah, definitely. I love the song "Falling Down." Love the Dust remix and "Caught a Feeling." All really awesome songs, and all the other ones. So give it a listen sometimes. Add these to your playlist, definitely. And remember, guys, if you don't have trust, your relationship may turn to dust. I'm sorry, I had to include a rhyme towards the end. But in all honesty, yeah, it is very painful when others aren't upfront with you. And I really do love this song. Again, and yeah, it is so important again to be true to yourself, to really, think about, what you want in life, and and to be around honest people and people who understand you and are just honest. I think that is really important, absolutely. Even without the music videos, right? I think the songs on their own are very, very powerful and cool. Like her voice is very cool. And the music video adds another layer of cool to it, right? Because I like seeing like a visual layer element to songs and the music videos. So I think that filming location and the couches and, Anaya walking through, and it's very cool, and well done. And yeah, so it's a very awesome song, and it has a very, very cool music video and film location again. So when you're creating a music video or song again, it's not always necessarily to do all of that with effects and things of nature. But I think we will discuss in the future, right, some artists who have learned how to do those things themselves too, dabbling in that whole aspect of learning how to add some effects to videos, themselves without AI. that can add, an element of flair, but it's not always necessary. Sometimes you could just have a video where the artist is in a very, the location itself is maybe breathtaking or very cool. Maybe it has an abandoned vibe to it, or that aspect. There are some very amazing and really, again, very unique locations in the world that can really bring out a music video. Absolutely. So I'm going to play a bit of it for you here, guys. Yeah. And we know our own fate. What do you learn when things fall apart? And yeah, again, in regards to the ratings I do rate, it's a 4.5 out of 5 for the song. I think the trill, I don't know what to call it, but the beginning portion when you hear that song, the little trill, it's cool. I think it would have been interesting towards the very end of the song or somewhere along in it where there was a little bit more of a pickup in there, even towards the very end. But I love the song again, as is all the songs I'm reviewing most of on the series. I'll be like, I absolutely love the songs as is, but just some thoughts in terms of like, why, I gave the review I did. I think it'd be interesting if there was a different pickup somewhere, or the trill maybe continued or picked up towards the end or somewhere. But all in all, absolutely love the song. Definitely one of my faves that I've come across in the beginning of this year again. And yeah, the rating again is for the song itself, and then the overall music video. I just tend to do commentary around that. So I think it would have been just another thought here, additionally tacking on. Although the film location connects to the song name, with the abandoned building scenes, I would have loved to see the element of dust be a little bit more apparent within the music video itself, a bit further, where Aniah maybe drops dust from her hands, or, her shadow or another silhouette is walking away in the video somewhere to tie back in the song's name further visually. But again, I definitely love the music video, and again, the original song moves faster than the new remix. And again, the remix version of Dust has a less of a tempo rush, right? And because of that, you can hear Aniah's voice a bit more in it, I feel like, yeah. So totally, I love the electronic trill or waterfall trickle into the intro that we hear, and just wish it had like a little bit more of it towards the end, a bit before the fade out silence or somewhere there. But yeah, nevertheless, this is a song I have had on repeat the past couple of weeks myself, and I totally love it. And yeah, uh, one more thing, guys. I promise one more thing. It's the Dust remix music video. Aniah's wearing a white T-shirt, right? An iconic Rolling Stones T-shirt with the mouth and the tongue, right? And the red lips. And throughout most of the video, we see that T-shirt. It was reminding me of the song "Rock in a Hard Place," and the song lyrics in that. Particularly, I think there are the lines "Give me the truth now, don't want no shame," and also, I think it goes chucking all the dust into our eyes. Yeah. So yeah, totally. Listen to the original, listen to the remix. I love the remix again. So yeah, and it is a song I have had on repeat, the past few weeks on and off myself. And yeah, I love absolutely again songs that have messages in it. I think again as writers, as poets may listen to this episode too, or anyone who comes across it. In general, we all go through again rather light and dark moments in life. Some of us have written about them or just faced them, and so this song could be relatable to others. Sense of again dealing with dishonest people in your life or person. And you have to walk away from dishonest people, or people lie constantly, right? Because they can hurt you right in your life. So I think Dust, the remix, is a very cool song again. And I think that Ismangil has done right again other videos. I was looking out on the film work and the editing, and those are all really awesome too. So definitely don't forget to check out Falling Down and Caught a Feeling. And yeah, and all the other ones. Yeah, I haven't listened to every single song quite yet, but I'm almost all the way through all of the songs that Three Thieves has, and also Aniah's music as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So take care, guys. And I decided to no longer do the poetry collection book recs at the end. However, maybe if I actually, do have a rec or suggestion, maybe it'll be just in the online post, for this. I'm thinking going forwards. But yeah, so take care, and yeah, give them both a follow. Yeah, Three Thieves and Anaya Alves. Yeah.